Hello and welcome back to the Shmuseum. We've got quite a few things that we need to get done today, one of which is long overdue, to start cleaning up the floor. It is very dusty in here. Of course, the construction, new concrete, lots of cars arriving, and we've got a plan for that. But before we head off on the way, we also have here the Lamborghini Huracan STO. Now, I've had great fun having my first drive in a future addition to the Shmuseum, but this is due to be picked up very shortly. We're going to take it for a quick run, take Brad out for a ride in the car, and we've also bought a decibel meter because this is so loud. We want to get some kind of measurement behind it. Then that's going to be picked up and we'll come back because we're going to be heading in the G63 all the way down to visit our friend Zach at Zach's garage, which was a big inspiration for doing this in the first place. But not only that, we're going to be borrowing Louis. Now, Louis is a floor sweeper on steroids, and you will see what I mean by that a little bit later on. It will be on a trailer behind the G to bring it back here. So let's head out for a quick run in the STO before we're on the way to go and visit Zach's garage. Now, today we're here with Brad. Also, Tom is currently on the camera. We're going to be heading together in the G63. You've been in Lambos before?
Yes. Yeah, it was a Huracan Performante, and I'd say probably 2018. So
okay,
quite a long time ago.
Similar in many ways, engine, 640 horsepower V10, and obviously you guys can see my thoughts on the full drive and go through all of the details of this thing, but it's surprisingly loud for the modern era, especially when we've got that alongside it. That's disappointingly quiet.
I don't think we should compare the two at all.
No, it's not a comparison. Let's hop in, let's get this started. We will, he says, no, wrong button. We'll get it outside. Maybe we can have a cheeky start up first. You have to enjoy the sound of this. He says, there we go. It actually wasn't that loud.
That was quite quiet.
That was quieter than normal. Until you come around the back and then it's like...
That was a shock.
Away, and you pop it up into Trofeo mode. And then you deafen the world. It's like 2,000 RPM. Sounds mental in this thing. Right, we're going to take it for a quick run then. Let's see how we go. Okay then, Tom is very kindly preparing things with the bollards and opening up the shutter. We should probably start in STO mode. Get comfortable in here. It's kind of annoying on the screen how you have to press accept every time. You have to press to get rid of the driver distraction disclaimer. Anyway, let's head straight out and go have some fun with this. Sounds good, doesn't it? That's a factory exhaust system.
It sounds good, but it is obnoxiously loud.
In the modern era where cars are basically not allowed to make much noise, it's incredible that they've actually managed to launch this.
I don't know how they've done it, but...
One thing you notice down a road like this, though, is that you're skipping over all the bumps. You can hear it from the sound of the thing. Go through a narrowing section. And this is just in STO mode as well. Go up into Trofeo, gets even more lively and more crackly as well. What do you think?
It's antisocial.
A little
Very
bit.
antisocial.
But isn't that arguably what a Lamborghini is supposed to be?
Yes, of course.
Boxes ticked. It's just a little bit rough. I actually prefer driving it in STO mode. I find that Trofeo is a little bit bumpy down these kind of roads. And then there's this other thing I talked a bit about in my video, which is that the floors are effectively carbon fiber, which means that your feet slip and slide around all over the place. And that's less than ideal. Anyway, fun to take the car for a run. In we return. I'm quite looking forward to having an STO here in the collection because it is a bit mental and it's different as well, right? This isn't the same as any of the other cars.
No, it doesn't look the same as anything. It's just a very ASBO looking car. It almost doesn't fit in with the normal kind of car you see out on the roads.
Yeah, that's true. I find it strange though because as we've just been cruising to a shop, it is quite comfortable in many ways. Like, it's a car that you can just drive, yet it's a brutal track machine. Like right now, it's not quiet. It's not quiet. It's not hugely loud. It's just easy. But then, when you pop it into park and pop it stop start, 4K RPM.
And that's nothing.
So it's very ironic you should do that, because I actually text Brad about 3 minutes after you left to say I could still hear it. And then
there you go.
His phone on the table. This is silly loud.
Yes, and I wasn't booting it. The system is getting technical, guys. About a meter away?
About a metre away, as they usually do at most track days, 1 metre away from the exhaust, held at a static RPM, and we may as well do some blips and see how loud it will go as well. Why not?
So we're going to try and like calculate 2/3 of the RPM or something.
What happens if that knocks this off?
Oh yes.
Because we haven't thought of this.
We'll deal with that as and when.
It's going to happen. Then we get an even louder reading when it hits the floor.
I think maybe we need to calculate some RPM, but for the test of this,
No,
and
this
purposes,
it's a
maybe
blip.
we can go at some different RPMs and see what it comes out with.
This is more aiming for a maximum value.
Yeah.
So this is working. Have we tested it?
It is indeed.
Yes.
So if we go through mode, there we go. That is on maximum, so it will hold the maximum that it hears, as proved by Brad.
Your clap is 83. What do we think it's going to be?
That's pretty weak, I think.
I'm going to go in excess of 100. I'm going to say maybe 103.
I'm going to say
It's got to be way more than 100.
130. 130 something.
I think Brad's probably more
Considering
closer.
this only goes to 130.
I'm going with 125.
I think it's
The
gonna max it down.
GT8 is around 110, and that's
No, that's not revving. Revving is way louder.
okay. Static
Decat
RPM.
Enzo is 132.
Oh, this is for a static.
Yeah, static RPM.
Oh, idle sound.
Like 5,000 RPM-ish. I think about 102, 103.
Nah,
something
more.
Like
110.
115.
110 at 5,000 RPM.
Let's
right.
find out.
Let's do it. 3 readings. Idle, 2/3 of revs, which is about 5,700, and peak. Sound good?
Did we bring
Ears
ear
in trouble?
protectors?
I'm just going to run away. You have to stay there. You've got the camera. I'm going to run. I fear I may have been a little bit wrong.
So idle is what, 93? Okay. Now we get holding it. Sorry for the ears.
Oh! It seems Brad was right about what happens if that
Also, it doesn't let you hold the revs. As soon as it got to that, it shot up. My foot was nowhere near the floor. It just pinged to the top.
I mean, I wasn't quite ready for that. I thought, okay, not too bad. I took my finger out of my ear and it revved.
Okay, well, let's put this back together.
I think we need to decide.
I think we need something to actually stick it to it.
Yes. It needs to not be in direct line of fire.
Okay, so it's going to
So now we've got an idle of 90.
1.8.
92, okay.
Okay.
Let's try and keep a few revs. Sorry for the ears.
I was not ready for that.
So, before you look, have a guess.
What do you think?
Again, have another guess now.
Well, that wasn't full red line. 118? 22, I said 125. So that wasn't full red line, but like I said, it doesn't let you hold the revs. As soon as it gets to the valve open point at 4.5, it goes, even with my foot feathering the throttle.
Weird.
Yeah. So you can hear how it was building up slowly.
And then just went.
It did the rest. I didn't press it harder. That's really strange. Yeah. So let's have a red line.
122.4.
Yeah.
Red line and maximum.
Ow.
What do we have? 124.4. My 125 guess was pretty good.
I mean, you're right. So now the most interesting thing is going to be to repeat this test when yours
exactly right. This is too loud in here.
Let's turn this off.
Yes, please.
Not bad though, eh?
Oh, blessing.
Oh, wow.
That is
Better.
wow. For something modern, this is very loud.
Well, that's why when you're in automatic, valve's closed and it goes up the gear so fast.
Should we do that? Or do we just...
Try it,
is that for another day?
Well, we can't rev it so high. We could get an idle, but it would be boring.
I think we do it another day.
Another day. My ears have had enough until
We're taking the G63 out later, so I think once that's warm and we've come back, we'll do a comparison with the G.
So we'll see if the Akrapovic G63 is louder than the STO a little bit later on. We need to unplug the G63. We actually connected it up to the C-Tech smart charger because it was starting to throw up warnings, being a little bit unhappy with us. But it's so easy to do this, and obviously means that the batteries are all healthy and fine as well. Boom, sounds good. Right, I'll just pop this out of the way for the moment, and then we'll get this started. Tom can do the honours before we hear this later. I think that might be louder even than the STO, but we'll find out later tonight. For the moment, what we're actually going to do is go with the two cars. I'm going to take the STO, the guys will go in the G63, we'll get them out, and we're going to go and drop off the STO on the way. So that'll make things just a little bit easier.
How ridiculous does that look, Tom?
That is silly, isn't it? It just looks ridiculous on the road, and the noise is phenomenal.
The noise is mental. For a modern car, it makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. Considering everything is becoming so muted these days, it just sounds brilliant. And just look at it. Look at that wing. And again, listen.
That says it all, doesn't it? And that's probably flexing his toe on the throttle.
Yes, and I think that goes to show, you know, Lambos these days, they're all about showing off as well as going quite quickly, and that one is probably the best show-off machine out there at the moment.
Mental. That's got to be one of the loudest cars I've heard on the road.
I mean, it's certainly one of the loudest cars to be produced in modern times.
I mean, we've just heard him come past us from pretty slow speeds, and just even dropping the window,
yeah,
the noise that comes through is mental.
Sounds like you're doing a million when you're doing 20. Yeah. Do you know what's not unimpressive though? We have V8.
We have a very good sounding V8.
Is that a C63 up front? Looks like a 507.
If you can see, I've lost where it is now, hang on. Through the trees, we may sit when we come round, something very similar to what we're picking up, just in front of that bus there. I mean, if we're picking up Louis, what do we call this one?
Louis II?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
This one is Jeffrey.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
I'm in STO mode. It makes fewer cracks. It's a little bit more comfortable.
We make cracks. Well done, Mercedes. Pull straight out onto lane 3. As you do.
Driving in London 101. That's what we call this.
Driving in London 101. Take lane 3 and stay there without looking in your mirrors when not overtaking anyone. That's how it's done.
For anyone that hasn't driven in London, welcome to London. That's very muted when the windows are up. Now we get to follow an S3. Look what we found.
An AMG, friend.
Is it real? It's got
Oh no.
I'm not sure what that. I'm not going to film anymore.
No. Oh dear. Oh dear. That looks like a free C220 from front end.
It's got new shape wheels on. Oh mate, look at the badge on the side. What's that?
Yeah, it's just it's not good.
Okay, not good. At least it's got an AMG badge on it.
And here we have another STO. I wonder what colour that one's in.
Now that's cool.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Very cool indeed. Very curious what colour that one is.
The car with no no contrast pack.
Alright, time to hop on board the G. Woo. For the journey to continue.
Been demoted to the back seat.
I like the back of this car, just tinted windows, kind of enclosed. The seats are really, really leaning back though from being folded. Let's sort that out quickly, hold on. There's a lever down here somewhere.
And Tom is chauffeur.
I am chauffeur today, yes. He always ends up in the back of this one, which I don't know why, but he's...
It's alright, it's good.
Yeah.
I like it. Right, we're heading next to Zach's garage.
We are going to get Louis.
We're going to get Louis and we're going to go and have a look around at a place that really inspired a lot of my own garage as well, the Shmuseum. There's a Lambo. A Panto Spider. That black.
Seems it's very much a Lambo day today.
Everywhere.
Is Louis a Lambo?
Louis not a Lambo, but amusingly, Zach is probably going to join us for the drive later in a Lambo. That does seem to be the way this is going.
A Lambo-filled day.
Seems we have a tunnel, which means only one thing.
He basically worked out that, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, he wishes I hadn't have found that button, but I like it.